Hi there, sweet souls. This is Delosh from Girl and to Moon. Okay, so another new moon coming through, and it's going to be in Taurus. So we've got a new moon in Taurus occurring on the 16th of May 2026 at 4:01 p.m. Eastern Daylight Times. Okay. So I've got it written there, and it will be occurring at, let me jot that down as well. So it will be occurring at 25:57 degrees. Okay. And this is like, with astrology, now I know this is a tarot reading, but I'm doing a zodiac reading, so you have to also understand the energies that will be interlocking, I should say, with not just the channeling and the reading, but also the astrological energies that interlock with all with everything. Okay, so everything's kind of like interlaced. All right. Now, this new moon in Taurus is coming towards the end of it, okay, because we start from okay, this has decided not to work. Okay, so we start from 0 degrees, okay, and it goes all the way to 30 degrees in the zodiac cycle. So being at 25:57 degrees, it means it's coming towards the end of it. When a sign or a moon or a planet is in it, it's 27 degrees and above, or it's in the first 3 degrees, it is considered as the anaretic degree. Okay, so the first 3 degrees will be considered as a birthing, like it's the beginning of a life cycle. Think of it that way. It's like an infant is being born, okay? And when it's at the 27 degrees and towards 30 degrees, it means it's at the end of its cycle. In other words, it's going through that death process, ending, completion. Okay, so this is actually coming towards the end of its cycle. Now, as we approach the end of spring in the northern hemisphere, okay, now that's autumn in the southern hemisphere, this new moon will coincide with a time when nature is revived in all its colors and the sun begins to warm our hearts because we're moving towards, in the northern hemisphere, towards summer. Okay, but in the southern hemisphere, you're moving towards winter, which is you're going towards more of that inward process, inward calming down, retrieving, okay, energy. So the colors there will begin to cool down and will start to cool your heart, but in a good way. You'll feel the coziness within your own abode and a living atmosphere. Okay, now the Taurus new moons are considered an energy that brings abundance. It is associated with, well, Taurus is connected to the planet Venus, which is feminine energy, and feminine energy is always fertile. It's considered to be connected to fertility, feminine beauty, and so forth, and creativity. So Taurus is connected to the element of earth, which is also the earth. Planet Earth is very fertile. Okay, so Taurus is an energy that brings abundance in that sense. It is also associated with things like the earth, anything to do with the earth, anything to do with security, stability, finance, the food we eat, where we live, the land we live on, and our homes, construction, and so forth. It can also relate to joy, pleasure, and things that are good for the body and make us feel good. It is also associated with our senses, okay? How we perceive our environment and feel the perception of happiness rather than, okay? So it's all about that. So Taurus new moon is related to material possessions, like I mentioned, financial security and so forth. It also represents the value and importance we place on ourselves and our bodies. Okay, the body is very much connected to this moon because it's what what you eat. What you eat is who you are, or what you are. And the body, when you leave this earth's plane, the body does not belong to you. It belongs to the earth, so it stays here. It goes back to where it was, and at the soul level we go back to where we were, and so forth. Now the Taurus new moon is also related to, as I mentioned before, stability, but the continuity of and sustainability of security, okay? Possessions and or possessing and not abandoning, that's another thing. Taurus energy can be very stubborn, so it can hold on to what it feels is benefiting it. So it's that kind of energy. It also represents our comfort zone and our habits or habitual way of being. Okay, so this will be a period where related issues that I mentioned can come to the forefront, and you will have awareness whether you want to take new steps and make new beginnings and so forth in these areas. Okay. Now the Taurus new moon occurring in the final or towards the final degree of Taurus, such as 25 or 26 degrees, is a very special degree, and it's very specific. It is actually showing us that we are approaching the end of a process, okay, that is related to all of what I mentioned before, such as, our stability and possessions and whatnot. Okay. So we are approaching the end of a process relating to those areas, and we are aware of it. We are recognizing it. We are becoming aware of it. And we realize that we must move on to a new thing as we move towards a new phase. It's not a random beginning because, new moons are all about new beginnings. It's about refining something that is already growing and deciding what is truly worth preserving or being persistent with. Okay. Even though it's a new moon, this new moon is a very mature new moon because it's, coming to its close. Its life is coming to a completion, in other words. Okay, so it's coming to a close. It is a mature new moon. And we will be very mature with our choices, hopefully. Because there is another effect involved here that I will be mentioning that very soon, that could also skew our perceptions. Okay, but just know that it's not a time to blindly sow seeds during this time. Okay, it's a time of being aware, being mature, and and deciding whether it's truly worth preserving or being on the path that you're on at the moment. It's not about ending anything per se, it's about being aware and making decisions. Okay, so now everyone will feel the effects of this new moon differently depending on where it is sitting in your birth chart or even your progressed chart. Okay, so this new moon occurring in a specific house on your birth chart will actually show you a period for you judging how secure and lasting that area of your life is or will be, and how well it meets your basic needs. Okay, and emotions are going to be very much affected because the moon is also, you know, the moon is all about emotions, and Taurus is feminine energy. That's another thing because it's connected to Venus. And now I'm not saying that it will be in Venus. I'm saying that Taurus essentially is Venus energy. Okay, so check your birth chart if you know how to, you know, calculate your birth chart. Have a look and see where it's sitting. You can even have a look at your progressed birth chart and see where the transit is sitting, the transit of this new moon. And during this new moon, you will realize in which areas of your life you are not receiving the desired return from your emotional investments or material expectations. Okay? Because it's associated with material things as well as emotional. Okay? The moon, emotions, Taurus, material. So that's the moon. And before I continue on to the next part of this, I want to say that at Girl and Her Moon, we have a lot to offer, and we grow with you, not just as a community, but also as each individual that, you know, takes part in this community. We grow with you, we learn through you, we grow with you, we evolve with you. Okay, so if you want guidance, if you want to learn more about your spiritual path, you want to be more enlightened, you want to just gain more knowledge, okay, you can go to our website at girlandhermoon.com, and there are many, you know, free stuff there as well that you can look into. A lot is going on, okay, that you may be interested in. Have a look and see whether it resonates with you or not. Yeah, I hope that this is, you know, this is something that you may decide to just look into. Okay, if you are listening to this video, maybe your higher self is asking you to just go there and visit and have a look and see. Maybe something will give you that missing link to a certain question that you have had in your heart. Okay, but if you want other guidance as astrology, as Akashic readings, as tarot readings, or, you know, whatever's out there that is in our website that has services, we do have memberships. You can just, you know, look through it and see if you resonate with it. Okay, all right, moving on to the next part of this this reading. Okay, so we did mention information about the moon, but now we're getting to the juicy part. Okay, now as the new moon in Taurus occurs at 25 say, you know, because it's 58 to 25.58 degrees, let's say 26, okay, almost 26 degrees. There is a fixed star that is called Algol, okay, Algol. So we've got Algol, okay, Algol. So Algol, a fixed star in the Perseus constellation, located around 26 degrees of Taurus in tropical astrology, okay, tropical zodiac astrology. Now, this will be conjunct. What does conjunct mean? Conjunct means when two things come together, okay. Let me just quickly show you this. Okay, so if you've got a chart, okay, this is like a analog clock, by the way, okay, it should be also like this. Okay, I'm trying to divide it into 12 sections. All right, so for example, say Taurus is here, okay, in your chart, okay, Algol will also be here. It just means it's sitting in the same, either in the same house, very close, or not even close, on this, you know, it's like they're on the same degree or very similar degree, because Taurus is at 25.58 and Algol is at 26 degrees. It could be even like, say, Taurus is here, okay, Algol will be, say, here. It just means they're together. They're sitting together. They're sitting side by side, having a conversation. Okay, they're saying, "Hi, mate, friend. How are you? How you doing?" etc. Okay, they're having a nice conversation together. Now, the thing about Algol is being conjunct to the moon. Algol is actually an omnious star. Okay. It is an evil star, demon star. Okay, it's considered the most malefic or evil star in astrology. It represents the severed head of a Medusa. You know, Medusa with the many, like each strand of her hair is like a snake. She looks like a female with dreadlocks, okay, but each one of those dreadlocks are like snake heads, snakes, okay. But this demon star, it symbolizes intense raw energy associated with transformation, female rage, profound power, but also danger, tragedy, or violence if managed wrongly, okay, if not managed properly. The word Algol comes from the Arabic word ras al ghul. You probably heard this word, ghul, okay, you know, okay. It means the meaning of it means the head of the devil. Medusa was a cursed woman. Okay, so why was she a cursed woman? In mythology, this is what's coming through. It represents her being a cursed woman who turned anyone who looked at her into stone with her eyes. So whoever looked at her will turn into stone. She was cursed by Athena while she was a priestess in Athena's temple, and she was a very beautiful woman. Okay, Medusa was a very beautiful woman, and Athena, she's, you know, even though she's feminine, she comes across as being a little bit, in her appearance, a little bit masculine. Okay, so she was a very beautiful feminine woman, Medusa, and she was a priestess. So she was like a high priestess, or she was able to do magic. Okay, but yeah, she was cursed by Athena while she was in Athena's temple. Poseidon, the king of the ocean or the waters, okay, fell in love with her, and their love affair in the temple resulted in Athena's wrath. It transformed her into a snake-head monster. From then on, anyone who encountered her gaze would turn into stone. So the Algol new moon combination that we're having, because they're together and they're working together, and there's this energy that is, coming through. So the Algol and new moon combination influence can signify unbalanced power and anger stemming from emotional struggle for survival and revenge. It's this, jealousy. The reason why there is these energies with Algol is her having an affair with Poseidon, Athena's partner or husband. Okay, and there was jealousy there. There was, all of that happening. So, but the unbalanced power is coming through the desire to find emotional survival, or something to do with survival, and emotions are involved there. Okay, and revenge. Okay. Algol is also another, the other things about Algol, because Medusa's head was cut off. Okay, so it means off with the head. It could mean someone in a higher power can have their head cut off. But with the moon energy here, it's not about a higher power. It's very feminine. So something to do with cutting off someone's head, or it doesn't mean literally cutting off someone's head. It could mean nipping the bud, okay? Or if someone was playing around behind your back, that is, a female that is intervening, for example, in your relationship, you will be cutting that off, okay? You will be doing something to cut that off. It's got that kind of energy, but it doesn't necessarily mean, it has to have something to do with, your relationships or anything like that. It could mean that, maybe a sibling was, a female sibling was doing a lot of gossiping behind your back, for example, and you find out and you nip it in the bud. Okay, you tell them what you have to say, for example. It could be maybe you're very good at what you do with your skill set at work, and there's a female figure at work that is very jealous of you, and they're trying to pull you down, but you realize it and you cut it off. So it can affect many areas of your life depending on where it's sitting in your chart. Okay, so Algol can mean that, but Algol can also represent alcohol. Okay, so it's what you consume, it's what you put into your body, and when you consume alcohol, lots of it, okay, you basically lose your head. Okay, so it can also represent that. Maybe, you know, things that you were holding in start to come out when you're under the influence of alcohol. Okay, that's another thing. Yeah, so that's what else? So under this influence, situation may arise in one area of your life that will strip you of your emotional intelligence, or you will have a difficult time containing your emotional intelligence and respect for others, basically, or it could be directed towards you. Okay, grief, sadness, and disappointment can transform into intense anger as that specific area of your life that is affected. It will undergo unexpected changes due to what you're expressing or what you're feeling. Okay. In the process where, you know, we find ourselves or witness ourselves feeling the jealousy, not just from us but also projected towards us. Okay, jealousy, anger, vengefulness, etc. This could also be seen in the in human nature, in the collective. Okay. And you may, you know, there could be a lot of news coming through related to this energy that is related to struggle or survival, or maybe even from individuals that are oppressed. Okay, there could be a lot of news coming through from the collective. So that's the algol aspect. What else? Anything else that I need to... Okay. Well, what I see are... Oh, okay, so we've also got Mercury. Okay. The new moon will be in the area of love and romance. Okay. And there could be difficulties in relationships. That, I think that is more so, like, that will be more so felt by Scorpio suns, moons, or risings, because they're in that part of the chart. But I would say that Mercury is also in the final degree of Taurus. Okay, I see Mercury there, and Mercury is also in the final degrees of Taurus, and this is a new moon for things that are nearing completion. Okay, it's like, you know, something to do with Mercury energy is about to come to an end, but it seems like, you know, we're trying to bring it to an end, but we can't seem to take a step towards a new transition as yet. Okay, because it hasn't come to an end yet. Okay, we still have a little bit more to go. Okay, so Mercury is associated with communication, so it may mean that things that you wanted to communicate or say or put out there is also not fully complete, or that's not the last of it, kind of thing. Okay, so that's what I'm getting through all of this. Okay, now let's get to the nitty-gritty. And we will be looking at the zodiac signs. I'm going to start with Taurus, and I'm just going to bring out my Oh, excuse me. I'm just going to bring out my little zodiac sign. Okay. Let's start with Taurus. So what I'll do is I'll ask for cards, whether it's 1 or 2 or 3, whatever comes through, okay, through the Goddess Oracle that relates to the theme for you in the collective sense. Now, if you're Sun, Moon, or Rising, okay, before I start, I'm going to have to put this information out there as well. The Sun is your soul energy, or should I say it is, because the Sun is the soul, okay? It is the soul energy. It is who you are in essence, okay? Your true self, basically. And after a certain age, you do become that. You do become who you really are in the Sun aspect. So the Sun is the soul, okay? Or should I say, the Sun is the soul, okay, or the soul, whichever way you want to think of it, okay? So the Sun is your soul essence energy. After a certain age, you are that. Basically, you have the full-on characteristics of your Sun energy. I think it's like after the age of 45 or something like that, okay? But I think every human being is different because of, you know, when they were born during the day. The number of the day also has an effect in that. So the Sun represents the soul energy, the Moon represents, and also the Sun represents father, okay, the father, so anything to do with the father. The Moon represents your emotions. Let's start that again, okay, let's start it again. Let's do it this way. Let's say the Sun, which is soul or soul, the Moon, okay, or mood, okay, and then we've got an ascendant or rising, okay. Now the ascendant or the rising is your higher self, okay. It's very much the higher self, okay. It is the true self. It is the higher self. The soul is the basics of you. It is the basics. It's like the, for example, you're putting software on your computer and you're going to use, say, Windows, okay. The soul represents Windows, okay. The Moon represents how you set it up, you know, the colors and what kind of, like, you know, feels good to you, etc. The background, the color, the lighting, and so forth, and what apps you want to use and so forth. The ascending or the rising is you doing all of this, okay. It is you controlling all of that. It is the person who is putting all of that information there. Now, the soul is associated, or the Sun sign is associated with father. The Moon sign is associated with a mother. The Sun sign is associated with logic. It's the masculine energy. The Moon sign is associated with your emotions. And your ascending sign or rising sign is your higher self, or the person who is putting the program there, okay, who is actually doing all of that. you are, the rising sign is your, it is the driving force. Okay, so the rising sign is the driving force behind, it's like the motor behind all of this. It is the person that is using the device, okay, with that software and all of, you know, the set information there. Okay, so that's how I can explain it. But when you're looking at your if you're cross-watching, okay, if you're looking at your sun sign, you're only going to see how you're going to be affected, say your father, or any masculine energy that is highlighted in your life, males. It's also associated with how it's going to affect your thinking and career, okay, because it's that extrovert energy. Okay, the sun is extrovert energy, it's out there. Okay, and the moon energy is the inner world, so it's your feelings, your inner world. It is the womb, the mother energy, so and also the physical body. Okay, so when you listen to your moon sign, you're looking at all of those things. When you listen to your ascending sign, it's about how everything is going to be affected, because it's affecting, I wouldn't say it's affecting, but it's more so like guiding. Okay, the person that is working with the sun and moon energy. Okay, so it is the higher self. Okay, that's how I can explain the ascending sign. It is the higher self. Okay, yeah, so that's what I see, how I can explain these signs. And you can cross watch, you know, you can watch how you're going to feel this week. You can watch the moon. Okay, how you're going to feel with your partner. You can watch your partner's moon sign. Okay, or how career and how people see you. You can watch for the sun sign. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. Okay, we'll start with Taurus energy. So let's ask for a theme card. There we go. We've got one. I was about to shuffle and we got this one coming through. Let's ask for another one. Taurus, for Taurus, theme card. Okay. So what I have is Solstice with illness and wellness, and May with laughter. Okay. Basically, this is very much related to how you perceive yourself. Okay, and what you have, or it could be a symptom that you have. You may think that, you know, oh, am I sick or something? Because this is relating to illness and wellness. It depends on how you manifest that into your reality. Okay, you can be a hypochondriac and turn it into something bad in your physical body. Okay, it's got something to do with the physical body. It's saying that laughter is going to, you know, make things better for you. Okay, May there is looking at laughter. We're also looking at outward appearance with all the colors there and how May is presenting herself. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look and see what comes through with the tarot. Okay, there's, you know, this beautiful energy of change, sudden change. Now, Taurus, you don't like change, but this could be something that you are actually embracing. Okay, because what I got is the 9 of Cups here. 9 of Cups represents a wish coming to pass. It can also represent you being a little bit overindulgent. Okay, this could be overindulging in food or overindulging in negative thinking. Okay, illness, wellness with solace there. So what I see with this new moon, you're looking at your outward appearance. What do I look like? How am I being perceived? Okay, you're looking at also how you are going to manifest your future. And with solace there, it can be very much related to how you are being perceived and how you look. Okay, it's about your image. It's not just about your body image. It is about your body image, but not just about your body image. Okay, it's about how you're being perceived. Okay, what I also have here is something about health. Okay, illness, wellness, yes. What can you do to protect your health and your body? Okay, are you thinking properly? Are you being a hypochondriac? Are you making a big deal about something that is turning into, you know, it is actually manifesting? Okay, is there a lot of fear? Are you supposed to be embracing love? Okay, laughter is the expression of love. Okay, the more you laugh, okay, laugh and love are very similar in the English language, very close. Okay, so laughter actually expands your energetic field, which brings health to your body in a holistic way. Okay, not just your physical body, but energy body as well. So what I'm getting here is that, you know, you can ask yourself maybe these questions during this new moon. Okay, am I overindulging? Okay, it's saying that am I happy with my appearance? Is this what I want? Is this what I wished for? Okay, is this really the image I want to project out? Okay, you may come to a feeling or a sensing that, you know, this version of me is no longer real. You may have this feeling of, you know, like your world around you is kind of like collapsing. You may have this sense, this feeling, okay? Because I'm getting that coming through. Now, I also feel as though, you know, your future plans will give you confidence because they will serve a purpose, and you're looking at, you know, how people are perceiving you. There's also family there that is supporting you. Okay, you're looking at, are things I have now permanent? Are they going to just crumble? Okay, and are they concrete? Are they realistic? Okay, you're looking at all of that. There could be like an internal struggle there, lots of fear maybe associated with this. This new moon, okay, we've got the moon there. It's saying, you know, there's a lot happening there for you. People will notice something has changed in you. I do see that. There will be an identity shift. You'll turn from this into this. You'll become less of, is it this way, that way? You know, like with the feeling of being confused of whether you should go this way or that way, or think this way or that way, or feel this way or that way. You'll just laugh at everything. Okay, that's what I'm getting. It's like you will shift your awareness with algol energy. Okay, remember talking about algol before? If you haven't listened to the early part of the video, you should listen to that part with the algol. You will see that this new moon is starting something off for you that is very transformative. It's very intense. It's visible. You may feel naked, but not give a hoot. You'll laugh it off anyway. Okay. It's like you're letting go of something that you were holding onto very strongly before, and now you're not worried anymore. You're letting go of this. Now, relationships can be a little bit difficult, okay? See that there during this time. And the reason being is because something is being revealed, okay? The true nature of your relationship with others, not just intimate, okay, all sorts of relationships, think of it that way, even business. The true nature of your connection with these relationships will be revealed, okay? So try not to act on feelings of anger or revenge or anything like that, or otherwise you'll be the one that will be harmed, or you'll be the one that regrets it, or okay, don't act in that kind of way. Laugh it off. That's what Uzume is saying here. It's saying laugh it off, because you're having this identity shift. You have to have this identity shift. People are starting to notice you, that you have changed. So you're learning to have stronger boundaries as well with all of this energy, okay? So that's what I'm seeing for you, Taurus, okay? Enjoy your moon. Okay, next. We've got Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Let's see what comes through for you. Let's have a look. What kind of themes are coming through for Gemini? Okay, let's have a look. So we've got boundaries and we've got change, yes. Okay. Let's put this away and let's get some tarot cards. Wow, they're just jumping everywhere. Okay. There you are, Gemini. Got that very mature energy there. Even though it will feel like you're retrieving into your cave during this time, you will feel happy. Okay, I'm getting that energy coming through. So this new moon is, well, we've got boundaries and change in the oracle there, the goddess oracle. So there's some sort of change coming through. There's lots of boundary issues that maybe you need to consider or look at, or maybe you're looking at, maybe you had too many boundaries, okay? But it feels like you're retrieving into a cave, okay? This usually represents the subconscious. Even this one here represents, a deep down subconscious. It's like the inner world. It's also got something to do with your physical body, okay? Because the sun here is looking at how the physical body it's almost like, you know, the plants, the flowers, how they move when the sun rises. The head of the sun, the head of the flower will move according to the sun. Okay, so it's almost like the mind and the body are trying to follow, okay, this energy at the same time. With Gemini energy, it's usually the mind, okay? The body is usually neglected, but what I see here is in the realm of your subconscious, where there's a lot of change occurring, okay? You may have your boundaries up, okay, during this time. You're in that subconscious energy. We do see it there with, you know, retreating into the cave, doing your planning, whatnot. You're looking at how you can clear your mind, okay? What can you do to clear your mind and relax your subconscious? Because even though you're going inwards, this here is like, you know, still on. The sun is not a negative card, but it represents an outward energy. It is like the light bulb, okay? You're trying to go to sleep, but you've got this light bulb on, okay? You need to switch it off to be able to go into deep sleep. So how can you clear your mind and relax your subconscious? There is also this balance energy here, which is saying, you know, how should you handle the unexpected situations life throws your way? How can you protect your mind and body from being affected? Got the boundaries there. We've got the balance energy coming through there. Okay. There is this awareness deep down, because we see that change, okay? The change is hovering above this internal energy. So what it's saying is that there is this awareness that, you know, things in life, things cannot go on the way they are anymore. The system must change. It must change. And if there are boundaries, whether the boundaries are you're protecting yourself or overprotecting yourself, something needs to be changed. Okay? And you will say to yourself, I can no longer ignore this inner truth. You need to bring balance to yourself in a holistic way. You cannot ignore the inner truth. It's like you're suppressing something, putting the boundaries there, suppressing something, but it keeps trying to pop out, okay, like with the sun energy. You're trying to close it up, but this is, the light still is coming through, like even the tiniest holes, it still comes through, okay? So somewhere, in some way, you are suppressing something in your life, okay? And that's what this is saying. It's saying it's time to realize that and no longer ignore something within the inner truth. You can't be something else when you are what you are, okay? So with algol energy, okay, I would say this is like an emotional release, okay? You will need solitude, okay? We see that there. You will need solitude. You will realize something that you were pushing to the back of your mind, okay? And the psychological or the spiritual truth about yourself will come out. It's like this deep inner work that's coming through, okay? And you're getting rid of these boundaries and you're bringing the change, okay? You're confronting yourself and you're going to do it amazingly well, okay? You will be able to bring balance into your life. You will change something within yourself, okay? And all is going to be well, because regardless of what the sun is showing us, the sun is there saying all is going to be absolutely well. And with this there, okay, you will succeed with this. Now, take time. Try not to exert yourself during this time. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Just take it easy. Okay, Gemini? So that's what I'm getting for you. Enjoy the moon energy. What have we got next? Cancer. Okay. Let's have a look and see what comes through for Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What's the theme for Cancer? Oh, we've got Solstice again. Oh, fear with Kali. Okay. Let's ask for some tarot cards for Cancer. Okay, lots of collaborations, explorations, something's ending in the collective. Okay, so I see more of this collective energy. So whether it relates to connecting with people across the world or within your community, okay, I do see this connection there, and you're exploring something, okay. There's this also with Solstice and Kali, okay. Solstice and Kali is, well, Solstice firstly is about illness or wellness, okay. So it's, is this making me ill or is this making me well? Okay, so it could be like people that you're collaborating with, their connection, their, it could even be their presence, their energy. Are they making me ill or are they making me well? Do they drain my energy or do they energize me? Okay, kind of looking at that. We also have Kali here, which is associated with fear. Can I trust this person or not? You know, there's that fear energy. Fear is the opposite energy of love. Okay, it's not hate, it's fear. And when you have a lot of fear in something, you're not experiencing the energy of love. And love energy is the basis of healing. It is the basis of wellness. Okay, fear is illness. Okay, or dis-ease. Love is ease. Fear is dis-ease. Okay, so what I see is, you know, connecting to other people, whether it's international or within the local area. We do see that death card there. It just represents something is ending, okay? Whether it represents fear is ending, or your connection with certain people maybe are ending, okay? You're looking at who you're connecting with, okay? It could be relating to your social circle. It could also relate to what you're trying to do for yourself. Now, this could be relating to your money, your body, your overall well-being. You may be also becoming more aware of who is bringing wellness and illness to you, okay? And making changes or completions, because this also represents completion, okay? A cycle comes round and completes, but it also represents connecting to people, maybe online on the other side of the world, for example, or maybe on the other side of the road. It doesn't matter, but it represents connecting online, okay, or via the phone, etc. But what I see is something is ending, okay. During this period, you may become aware of what friendship brings, you know, which friendships or what friendships bring to you and what they take away from you. You may not want to spend too much time with people who carry the energy of fear, which encompasses anger, sadness, grief, not grief, worries, etc., or disappointments. Okay, they're all like little bits and pieces of the energy of fear. Okay, and what I see is you're exploring this aspect and wondering whether, you know, you're saying, do I belong here? Do I belong here? Do I belong with this group? Does my social circle contribute anything to my life? Or am I the one who has to support and protect myself? Okay, you're looking at how toxic friendships are or may have been. They are coming to an end. Okay, so something is coming to an end that relates to your connections, friendships, collaborations, etc., groups and communities as well, because this can represent groups and communities. It can represent the people that you work with as well. Okay, so with algol energy, what I see is that yes, you will be because you get letting go of fear energy. Okay, you're letting go of this fear. So what I see is you're letting go of some friendships. You're ending. Death represents ending. So you're letting go of some friendships. Okay, and you're changing your goals or plans related to your future. Okay, you're not including them in it. This could also be your awareness. Okay, so algol may also bring some sort of awareness into your life that relates to social conformity, okay, and dissociation. So, disassociation. You may look at, you know, who fits where and who doesn't, for example. Okay, so that's kind of the energies that I'm picking up. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling here, and that's what I'm picking up in the cards. Okay, so Cancer, I hope this has enlightened you. Take care, be well, and enjoy the moon energy. Okay, let's move this and bring the next one up, which is Leo. There we go, Leo. Okay, Leo, let's choose a theme card for you. Let's see what comes through. I want two cards. We've got Crossroads and Awakening. Okay. You may find yourself at a crossroads, and you may find yourself being awakened during this time in regards to... Okay, we've got the Sun energy. The Sun energy represents not just your soul energy, but it also represents, say, father energy. It represents also career. Okay, so we're getting this career energy coming through with the Sun. What were you unsatisfied with? Okay, something new. Look at that. Okay, this is like a new beginning, awakening, or awareness. Okay, that's coming through. All right. With the Sun energy, it most of the time points towards career. Okay, or it can also represent, because it's the outward expression of you. It is, you know, the sun is like out there. Okay, you cannot dim the sun. Okay, when the light is lit up, the darkness will be gone, but you cannot bring darkness to the light. The light will always find a way, just like water, to flow through. Okay, so the sun represents what we can see, what is visible, and it's representing how people see you, your reputation, where you stand, what you look like, etc. And the sun is also related to career matters. It is how you put yourself out there, how you earn your livelihood, okay, with what you do, with your skill sets and so forth. So what I see here is something is becoming more stronger and more stable, okay, because I do see that. And we see the crossroads here. So in regards to career, what I see is that you've been at a crossroads. Okay, you may even felt at a loss. Okay, and there is some sort of action in this area, because it's like this, whoa, sudden, you know, like awakening, or maybe passion. Okay, it's this passion arising, or awakening, or awareness in regards to your livelihood, or how you can use your skill set and earn your livelihood in a certain direction, because we've got the crossroads. Okay, so there is this new awareness, yes, and it's bringing about, or should I say, this new awareness will bring to you more established and realistic, balanced work and family life, home and family life, or home and private life and career and so forth. Okay, so balance in those areas, basically. So during this time, you can ask yourself questions such as, does this road really belong to me? Okay. Is this new awakening, or new idea, or new path that is being revealed to me, leading me in the right direction in regards to my livelihood, your career, work. What are what are some of the things that may have hurt or put out of balance my reputation or my pride? It is all associated with the sun energy. It could be other people that are jealous of you. It could be not being able to fit into those groups or certain, work situations because they were the wrong path. You're not meant to be there, or the people there are not at the same level as you, or the energy is very draining, for example. Okay. You could also say things like, what can I do to no longer pretend, or how can I put myself out there where I no longer want to pretend, or what kind of situations, or what are some situations where you no longer want to pretend. Okay, it's what I get here is that, maybe you had to kind of like do what you have to do to fit in, but they were not the right crowd, and you felt a loss, or you felt like your energy, diminishing. It's saying that you have to ask these questions to yourself, okay, in regards to yourself and your life purpose or career, etc. Okay, your livelihood, I should say, not your purpose. There's a difference between life purpose and career. Okay, totally different things. But you can say your livelihood and your career. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. Now with Algol energy, Algol is probably saying to you, it's probably like pushing you towards a turning point in your work, learning more skill set, or changing your career paths, or doing something in a different way. Okay, there's a turning point in some way. And you've been at a crossroads for a while. That's what's coming through. There's also this, people around you gossiping, maybe, jealous, throwing mud at you because of their jealousy, hurting your reputation, hurting your pride, etc. It's saying that, there probably was pressure like this. This time the pressure will come with visibility, and you will have the desire to protect your reputation or position in some way. Everything will be so clear and visible. The awareness, the awakening, okay, is coming through. And you will feel the need to present an authentic, strong, and prestigious image in the public, okay, showing yourself in a way that is clear. Okay, it's like, this is me. Okay, and what people have been saying behind my back is irrelevant. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you, Leo. I do hope that this has enlightened you. Take care and enjoy the moon energy. Next we've got Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Let's ask for a couple of theme cards and see what comes through. I keep thinking that it wants to come through, but it doesn't. Okay, I've got extra 2 cards here. So we've got mystery with Nut. We've got growth with Story, and we've got synthesis with Glypteptus. Okay, I think this could be this way because the growth usually comes after synthesis. Okay, that's the chemical reaction, or like it's like the cell splitting up and forming into, starting to grow into whatever it is. Okay, and the mystery, that's the very beginning. Okay, it's very, the energy is coming through as being very spiritual because I'm getting Nut with mystery. It represents the stars and the moons and the galaxies. Nut is like the high priestess. Okay. Strength, Hangman, Queen of Pentacles. Okay, 4 of Swords as well. So we've got strength there, which is, you know, connected to health, and then we've got 4 of Swords there, which is also connected to resting and health. Mystery. This is something to do with your health. Okay, so we got some sort of chemical stuff happening in there. The mystery can represent energetic release, like intention or feeling. Okay, and then the chemical, followed by the chemical release of the growth of whatever it is that is occurring in your life. Okay, so energetic, chemical, physical growth or development is seen through these 3 cards. Okay, and then we've got strength, which is related to not just physical strength but health, and we've got this as well, which is related to resting and health. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is associated with the physical body and what you consume, and also health. Okay, so there's a lot of indications here that relate to health. Now, what I also see is something expanding, okay, something growing, starting from the mysterious parts, the things that we cannot see with our physical eyes, such as energy, okay, which is also kind of like energetically intertwined with the effects of the universe or the galaxies, the suns, stars and moons, also interconnected with the chemical reaction of how, you know, growth occurs, and then the physical growth itself. Okay, so this is relating to expansion, and it's looking at lifestyle and health. Okay, so we've got health there, lifestyle and health. We've got beliefs with the Hangman. Okay, Hangman is very connected to belief systems. It is very spiritual. There is also something associated with a higher energy. So it looks at, you know, the expansiveness of high energy, spiritual energy, knowledge, wisdom, okay, the knowledge behind how all of this works. It represents awareness. Okay, there's something about awareness here, or understanding, or knowing. It's almost like a claircognizant understanding or awareness that you may acquire during this time. You may have like, or you may come to the understanding that these parts of your life, you know, like your lifestyle, culture, beliefs, knowledge, wisdom, etc., the moon can shed light on issues that you may have undermined your awareness of justice or balance or harmony, how everything kind of is interconnected and how everything kind of works together, the harmony of it. Okay. I also get this energy that relates to distant connections, because I'm getting not here with, you know, distant. It's very distant, very far away kind of connection. It could be like connecting to people on the other side of the world. It could be connecting to higher beings, your higher self, angels, ETs, star families. Okay, so there is this awareness coming through during this time. Every human being will, you know, every Virgo, I should say, Virgo sun, moon or rising, will experience this in their own frame of mind, in their own frame of ability. Okay, depends on how far your awareness of expansion is. Okay, so you will experience this very personally at a specific way to yourself. Okay, so there may be developments here that may occur that involve distant connections. Now, when I say distant, I'm not just talking about, you know, the other side of the world, like I mentioned before. It could be connecting to higher energies. Okay. But it may specifically be related to distant connections, okay, like traveling and overseas connections and so forth. It may also bring about certain questions in your mind where you want to live, how you want your lifestyle to be, you know, like your belief system, your health, your daily life, what you eat, how you consume food, what you drink. Okay, all of this, your health, you'll be looking at your health, and you'll be looking at maybe where in this world could be a good place for you to reside in, for example. Okay. You may also ask yourself these questions, okay, during this period. What is it I deeply believe in? Okay, there will be like a realization of beliefs coming through. Do I really believe in this? Or is it something that's been spoon-fed to me? Okay. There's also this thing about, you know, turning away from a specific reality, you know, like burying your head and not wanting to see a specific reality in your life. And you're questioning yourself and saying, why am I kind of like not looking at this eye to eye? Okay. What are the things that never change? That is what you're also looking at. Okay. And learning to let go of that. So I'm seeing that there. What aspects of life keep you or hold you back or make you stumble? Okay, so you're looking at that, your belief systems. That's all coming through with the Hangman, learning to let go. What kind of lifestyle do you want to live or give up on? What kind of lifestyle do you want to switch to? Okay, these are the things that you may be questioning yourself with during this time. Do I want to live in that country, or do I want to live in this country? Do I want to live in that city, or do I want to live in this city? Do I want to live with my culture that I grew up with, or do I want to live with the culture of the country that I'm living in, for example? Okay, if you're an immigrant or a child of an immigrant, these could be coming up. Now with the algol energy, algol shows that you'll have a change in your world view, maybe your philosophical perspective. There will be changes. I'm seeing you being more inwardly at ease. Okay, I do see you're looking at what is how would I say this? You're looking into the rabbit hole. Okay, you're looking more into the woo. Some people will say, okay, into the mystery, into the mysteries, and you're thinking about breaking free from old thought patterns. Okay, you're looking at how a certain thought pattern may be, you know, affecting your health even, or the way you were brought up eating a certain way. Okay, habits, beliefs, all of that is, you know, on the table for you, where you're questioning all of that. Okay, so that's what I see for you, Virgo. Take care and enjoy the new moon in Taurus. Okay, Libra. What have we got coming through for you? Let's shuffle the Goddess Oracle and ask for a theme card. And another one. Okay. Beliefs. And we got fear with Kali. Okay. Something about money is coming up. How you make your fortune. Okay, so what I feel here, we've got beliefs, we've got fear, we've got wishes for the future, and we've also got situations relating to money and how you make your fortune. Okay, so it kind of looks like your this moon, this Taurus new moon, is pointing towards your financial sector during this time. Sharing is very important. That's what's coming through here. Okay, sharing, and also here, sharing in equal, like equality. Sharing is caring. If you're sharing in an unequal way, where one is giving and one is always receiving, then there is power struggles there. Okay. The fear factor also is pointing towards your beliefs in relation to your inner world. Okay, what's hidden within the Pandora's box. We see that box there. And you can see the female figure there is in the nude, so it can represent intimacy or your boundaries relating to intimacy, how you share yourself as a being, okay? Not just your resources. Do you feel happy with the way resources are being shared within your connections, okay, whether it's your partner, family, etc., a business partner, so forth. So whatever is being shared, that's what I'm seeing, okay? Is it providing you comfort? Is it providing you security? Do you feel bare and unsettled, or do you feel the fear where you're holding back? Is this your belief system, or is this what you really are aware of? Okay, the awareness kicks in here. What I also see with Kali is all about fear. It's the opposite energy of love. It's emotions. It shows intense emotions, okay, with also algol in the works, okay, intense emotions relating to control, okay. This could be like maybe someone is the provider and someone is the receiver, and there is power struggles there, okay. That's what I'm also seeing. So intense emotions such as fear, and we also see the vulnerability there. Could this be your belief system, or could this be true? Okay. You may be asking yourself, or should I say asking questions to yourself regarding your interactions, relationships, etc. And it's like, where should I surrender my power? Do I really need to feel safe, or, am I okay to be vulnerable? What is it that I need to feel safe? Why do I have this fear? Is it my belief, or is it affecting my life really? Okay. Do you really need to feel safe? Do you really need the money? Do you really need that relationship? And also, what kind of relationship do you have with each individual in your life? Such as, if you're at the age of having children, your children, for example, are there power struggles there as well? The way I earn money, is it making me, like prospering me or not? Do I have to hold back? Are my earnings or spendings or saving patterns to my advantage or not? Okay, these are like the questions you will be asking yourself during this time. And realizing certain belief systems are actually shaped around such questions, may be fear-based, okay, results. Also with algol awareness, like I said, there will be intense emotions during this time, okay? You will see maybe intense emotions through others as well. You know, it may not just be you, it could be other people that you know. It could be people that you see online or on TV as well. You know, there could be like really intense emotions that you may be witnessing. These emotions could be due to possessiveness and also unbalanced sharing, like power struggles. You may want to confront dependency, codependency, and control power issues or power struggle issues. You may want to control these and change this cycle. You're looking towards the future with optimism. That is the main thing, which is a good thing, okay? And you will also be revealing what is good and what is bad for you financial-wise, security-wise. You'll also be looking at how you connect with others, okay, like connections and networking. How do you connect? How do you network? Is the same kind of energy or theme also there? Okay, looking at how you're sharing. Is there a similar pattern in all different parts of your life that involve sharing, such as networks and connections as well, friends, and so forth? There will be a lot of mind level questioning during this time, okay? The wise owl on the head there representing, you know, looking at your beliefs, but also being wise about them. And also the Ace of Swords here is, you know, lots of mental work happening during this time. Looking at all of these and realizing that the basis of all of those things that you are shying away from are actually fear-based. Not enough love there. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you in relation to this reading. So enjoy the Taurus new moon, Libra. Okay, moving on to the next sign, which is Scorpio. Okay, let's have a look and see what comes through for Scorpio. Now, Scorpio is the opposite sign of Taurus, and this is a Taurus moon. So Scorpio will be dealing with relationship issues or anything that involves connecting with another, whether it's a friend, family member, child, parent, cousin, sibling, or even business partner, okay, or even clients. You know, connecting with another is the main theme. But let's have a look and see what the Goddess Oracle will show us. Okay, we actually got three cards here. This one revealed itself. So we've got fear again with Kali, and we've got doubt with Renan. And what we have is energy. Okay, so basically you're dealing with connections, relationships, etc., and there's a lot of fear, doubt, and the energy card is actually saying that you need to balance your energies. You need to pull yourself together, basically. Okay, ground yourself, bring your energy into alignment, collect yourself. Okay, basically that's what it means when you are aligning your energies. You know, this can take many forms of being able to do this. Some people do breath work, some people just you know, count to 10, or some people do meditation, some people take a nap, some people go for a walk, some people do something creative, some people just yell. Everyone's different. Okay, whatever the outcome is, it's personally different for everyone. Okay, so the new moon is in your area of personal relationships or relationships in general. And usually it affects relationships such as if you're married, you know, a relationship that involves some sort of contract, such as a marriage relationship or a business partnership relationship that involves a contract, right? Okay, because there are agreements there at a contractual level, so it means that, you know, you can't breach it, kind of thing. So but it can basically mean, you know, with relationships with anyone, okay, relationship with the other, whoever that may be. It could even be a client. So we've got this moon energy, so it's very feminine energy for you. Nurturing, in other words, okay, very feminine, motherly, nurturing energy. It may even involve mothering or a mother, okay, that's also coming through. Okay, so what I see is that some cycle is ending, or a cycle is shifting towards nearing to an end. Okay, there is the fear energy there, and the doubt energy there is also like in the past, because if we start from here and go this way, the beginning towards the end, okay, so that's like the past, present, future, and we look at it this way. The fear is left behind, the doubt is left behind, and you're bringing your energies into alignment. Okay, we also see the Wheel of Fortune here, which is very similar to that. Okay, so it's like this cycle of events that, you know, have happened and are being completed. Okay, so there will be clear awareness in regards to relationships in general, but especially intimate ones. Okay, it will be difficult to ignore the nature of your bond, your pattern of commitment, your dynamics, in other words, and the habits that you are the habits that are testing you, okay, within the relationship. You're being more aware of how you have it's like a pattern, okay, through the habits that you have brought up. How would I say this? Okay, so you're in a relationship, and then as time goes by, the relationship kind of like settles into a specific habitual pattern, okay, and even though you may want to shake it off, you can't, because it keeps going back to that pattern. It's like a cycle that keeps going back and back and back, okay, and this could be a good thing or a bad thing, okay, so it could be a bad habit. Why do you always seem to react towards each other, for example? Okay, it could be that it's a habit and you need to shift that habit. Okay, you're coming towards the end of that, and you're being more aware of these habits, okay, especially in your committed relationships. because they are testing you. They are like really pushing you, and you're realizing that, oh, okay, so, you know, you're realizing that you're mirroring this also to the other. You are receiving what you are being, okay? So if you want a certain way of response or reply in the relationship, you have to be that before you can receive it, okay? You can't expect a mirror reflection of yourself if you do not show yourself to the mirror first, okay? It's like expecting the mirror to reflect your face when you haven't even looked in the mirror. Okay, so you have to look at the mirror first, and then it will reflect back to you. That's how it is. So you have to change and shift this pattern within yourself first, and then slowly, not overnight, slowly, this will also shift as well with the other person and the way they are responding to you or reacting to you. Okay, so during this time you can ask yourself questions about your relationships, whether it's intimate, business, or friendship, family, whatever relationship, your child, okay, because it usually is related to the other, the opposite, the other, because this moon is in Taurus and you are Scorpio. You're on the opposite end of the chart, and you are the other, or Taurus is the other to you, okay? And it's all about the other. You will also look at whether the relationship dynamic is suitable or not, okay? So you're looking at it. Is it nurturing enough for you? Is it like fulfilling you? Is it compassionate? You're thinking of changing this cycle. Deep down there was fear and even doubt within this relationship or connection, and but what you did was you put up with it, okay? And now it's getting out of hand. So what you need to do is you have to look at how it is nurturing you or nourishing you, okay? How it's supporting you. Is it toxic? Is it a toxic bond? Is it time to let go? Are they wearing you down? Are you mothering? It doesn't matter if you're a female or a male, okay? Are you mothering the other person? This could also reflect to you as the other person being the child. Okay, so if you're becoming a mother figure in the relationship, even if it's a friendship or business relationship, if you're being like this mothering type, okay, you will always get back in return the child, the immature child response or reaction, okay, because that's how it works. The only person that you should be mothering is your child, okay? So that's what I see there with the moon, the message coming through the moon. This also is looking at whether this relation, maybe in the past this relationship or connection you had was the ideal, but you've outgrown. Okay, this is a possibility. It is normal. People grow at different times, different levels. Then they grow back to the same level. It doesn't mean that you outgrew them and that they will never grow up to catch up to you. Okay, so there's also indulgence. Are you overindulging them, or are you expecting them to overindulge, in you? That's also coming through. Do you get this impulsive, irritable, angry, stubborn kind of reaction? Okay. It's almost like you need to learn to recognize these patterns and behaviors and look at how this came about. Now, yes, we do have certain people who are have these psychological issues within them, but sometimes the way we treat them will activate these patterns as well. So we have to have a look at ourselves and what we're doing. If we're always saying, oh, that's okay, it'll go away, and then it becomes worse and worse and worse, and then they use you like a doormat. Okay, so you need to voice the things that bother you. Now with algol energy excuse me with algol energy or algol awareness coming through, it says that you have to put your fear aside and your doubt aside. Okay, bring your energy into alignment and face the truth in your relationships. Okay, face the truth. If someone's treating you a certain way, I know some people go, oh, it's for my good. How can it be for your good if it's hurting you? Okay, you need to face the truth in relationships. You need to find a way to have a deeper connection or a clear ending in a relationship situation. Now, I'm not saying you're going to end your relationship. I'm saying a cycle, a habit. Okay, either you get a clear, deeper connection with them. This could be through communication, voicing your issues, etc., or a clear ending of habits. Maybe putting down rules and saying we are not to treat each other this way, or initiate these cycles yourself by changing your responses or reactions to the other. Okay, when you change your reactions or your responses to the other person that they're not used to, they will automatically shift their reactions or responses to you. Okay, you have to see the other person in a very clear way, not in the way that you want to see them. See them for who they really are. Okay. And the last thing I get here is be yourself. Do not bend or mold yourself to become someone else that they expect you to be. Be who you are. Okay. You are who you are. And you should not be changing your beingness to suit others' needs. That's what this is saying. Okay? So that's what I'm getting here. Don't let fear or doubt bring you down. Find balance in a holistic way. Pull yourself together and be aware. See yourself as a soul rather than this person that you're seeing in the mirror. But also see the other person as a soul rather than what they look like or who they are addressed as. Okay, so that way you will see the higher version of themselves as well as the higher version of yourself and make decisions as such. Okay, So that's what I'm seeing here for you, Libra. Sorry, Scorpio. And yeah, enjoy the new moon in Taurus. Still stuck with Libra energy. Okay, so next we've got Sagittarius. Saggies. Okay, let's see what comes through for Sagittarius. What's happening there? What is coming through? Okay, we've got change. Change is coming through. That's a good thing for Sagittarius. Okay, what are you changing, Sag? What is it that you're changing or that you need to change? The responsibility. Okay, we've got something relating to responsibility. My higher self is saying I need one more card with the oracle. Normally, which one? Okay. Normally, I'm asking for 2, but this time I asked to get 3. Okay, Sagittarius. Saggy. We've got change, we've got responsibility, we've got sexuality. Okay, the card sexuality can also be seen as a connection to health. Okay, your health, your body, your connection to your body, etc. There's a change coming. This is what's coming through the channeling. Okay, what I'm seeing, what I'm seeing or feeling is there's a change coming through, or there needs to be some sort of change related to your daily responsibilities and your physical body, and how you connect to your physical body as you connect to another. Okay, that's also coming through. Connecting with another as well. The sexuality part does not specifically relate to sexuality. It represents how you feel within your body. How sexy do you feel in your body? Okay, so that's what I'm getting. 9 of Wands, 6 of Swords, the Lovers, 10 of Wands, and the Strength. So health again, the sexuality card with Freya. This is related to responsibility. Okay, and this can relate to change. Okay, so what am I seeing here? We've got the moon there as well. What I see is, you know, there needs to be some sort of a change there. Okay, with Oya, we do see the change coming through. It's looking at your daily responsibilities. This can relate to your work situation, for example. Daily responsibilities can relate to, you know, you're going to work every day, doing work every day to earn, you know, your livelihood. It can relate to you doing work every day, such as, you know, your daily chores, daily hygiene, the necessities towards the responsibility towards your family and yourself. Okay, are you taking the dog out for a walk, for example? Are you cleaning out the kitty litter? You know, these things, daily responsibilities. Yes, we do have also animals in the picture. Okay, the pets are also involved here, because you have a responsibility towards them if you do have them. Okay, so you're looking at how comfortable your daily responsibilities are, basically. Okay, is it comfortable? Is it peaceful? Is it profitable? Because if you know, if you're working, you know, is it Is it good for you physically? You know, I don't know how you may be doing your work, but is it, whatever you do, whatever you're performing, are you getting in return the amount of money that you deserve? Okay. Your mind and your body. So we see that in the strength card, the physical body. The mind and the body, is it balanced? Or should I say, is your physical body and your mental state, your nervous system, are they all in balance? You should pay attention to your general health. Okay, I do get that. It's your responsibility. There are choices there that you can make. It's your responsibility. It should not be stressful. Okay, your responsibilities should not be stressful. They should be peaceful. Peaceful, okay? Is your daily routine productive? Is it at a comfortable pace? You know, all of this stuff is coming through. It's also like, you know, does your job bring, or should I say, does your work environment or job bring you what you need? Or is it taking away from you? Do you need to create change? Okay, that's where we get the change coming through. You have to have a look at what's harming your health within your work environment, or how you do your daily chores. Are you actually doing something that may hurt you, you know, physically, for example? You have to have a look at that. So during this time, we do see the boundaries coming through. You need the boundaries, okay? You need the boundaries in regards to your understanding of what your mind, body, and spirit is capable of. Not to strive for further than your capability, where you may be bringing harm to yourself, okay? So if something is asked of you, you should have your boundaries set in. If you're not feeling that it would be healthy for you, okay? For example, if you've got bad knees and you're asked to take 2 bags of shopping upstairs or something, and you can't because they're heavy, say, no, I can't, okay? Or say that to yourself. It's not always others telling you, it's also you, okay? You should also be saying that to yourself and saying, no, this is where it stops. I cannot force myself. I should not do this because I could harm myself. Okay, you should be able to see that instead of saying, nothing will happen. I've got knees of steel, for example. Yeah, you need to have your boundaries set in. It is your responsibility to yourself. Change your mentality in regards to how you perform day in, day out. This is your responsibility. The choices that you make are your responsibility, and every choice that you make should be with love. Okay. Now with algol energy or algol awareness, what I see is you will have awareness of being exhausted. Okay, so you're like, okay, I'm exhausted. I'm not going to exhaust myself so much anymore. Okay, I need to change my habits, And I realize that my body needs something lighter. It's my responsibility to give my body something lighter so that I feel healthy. Okay. Also the mind. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Sagittarius. Okay. So enjoy this new moon in Taurus. Okay. Let's move on to the next sign. I'll take that one away. What have we got next? Capricorn. Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. Let's see what comes through for you through the Goddess Oracle as a theme card or cards. What do we see for Capricorn? Oh, okay, too many. Pleasure. What brings you pleasure? And we've got nourishment with Corn Woman. Okay. Hathor with pleasure and Corn Woman with nourishment. Let's see what comes through with the tarot cards. Okay. Wow. Okay, Capricorn, this is a really good time for you. But there's also like you're questioning yourself about certain things here. Okay. So what I see is there's pleasure, there's nourishment. Okay. And there's love, creativity, passion. What brings you pleasure? What makes you feel the love? What makes you feel passionate? What nourishes your soul, your body, etc. So the new moon is making you more aware of love, creativity, and pleasures, as well as hobbies, things that you could be doing yourself from home, etc. It's almost like you're gaining some sort of clear awareness, because what we see here with the Temperance card is it represents moderation in everything. Okay, so if you see someone overshowering you, this could be a red flag. You're seeing that. Okay, it's like you're seeing that someone's suddenly overshowering you, or someone suddenly ghosts you, or so you're realizing, okay, there's this clarity coming through. But there's more sense of, it's very flirty during this new moon. But you do gain some sort of deep and clear awareness regarding love. Lots of flirting, even if you're married, even if you've been married for years, during this time you will be flirting. You'll find that feeling or sense coming through again. But you'll question your heart and think more clear about what and who is good for you and who isn't. Okay. You may want to, in your love life, you may want to take steps back to protect your own space, and you may want to set some boundaries in. Okay. There could be others that are jealous of you, or have anger, or want revenge, for example. These are the possibilities. So, but I'm feeling more a sense of realizing where the balance should come in, okay, in these areas. The anger and the revenge energy is there. It could be like, you know, you're fighting with a dragon, you're fighting with a monster, a green-eyed monster. Okay, so there is a possibility as such, if you have the potential of, you know, such people in your sphere. You may even look at whether, you know, this, whatever it is that you're doing that is creative or brings you pleasure, the hobbies that you do, or the person that you're dating or feel love towards, you may be, you know, looking at your life and saying, you know, these questions may come into your mind, and you may say, am I truly satisfied in my life, in my love life? Is what I'm doing really making me happy? Do I feel happy and entertained with my hobbies? Okay. Is it time to add something that I would truly enjoy? Okay. These are the questions, possible questions that may arise in your mind during this time. Now, with algol energy or awareness, you will gain some romantic clarity. Okay. You will look at whether this relationship is only for pleasure or nourishing. Okay. Which one would you like to go with? Is it a keeper or is it one of many? Are you better off alone? Okay. So these are the possibilities there. Romantic clarity coming through. You will also see certain patterns within your relationship, and I mean as in your romantic relationship, that you have not been honest with yourself. You're actually reconnecting with self more. Okay, you're looking at what really deep down brings you pleasure, what really deep down nourishes you mentally, physically, at the soul level, at the heart level, etc. Okay, you're looking at all of those, what brings you into harmony in a holistic way. Okay, maybe being alone is doing that for the time being. So it's okay to be alone sometimes. Maybe being with family is helping you to be that way. Okay, doing something creative and also something that is challenging could also be, you know, maybe you're challenging yourself. This could also be something that works for you. Every person's different. Okay, so you have to look at what brings you pleasure and what nourishes you in a holistic way with love. Okay, the choices you make, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be one choice. It could be many different choices at different time frames which work for you. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you, Capricorn. I hope that you enjoyed this and enjoy the new moon in Taurus. Next we've got Aquarius. Aquarius. Let's see what comes through for you with the themes of, with the Goddess Oracle, what theme comes through. We've got Pachamama with healing, holing, and holy. And we've got energy with Shakti. Okay, let's have a look at the tarot cards. Let's see what comes through with the tarot. Ten of Wands, the Hermit, Justice, Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Okay. Something needs to be put into balance. Okay, so or put right. We've got justice here. We've got energy, which means, you know, aligning your energies, bringing everything into harmony, into balance. We also have healing, holding with Pachamama. If you've been under a lot of stress lately, okay, it feels like something was out of balance around you, okay, something was out of balance. What I'm being asked is to pull out another card from the Goddess Oracle. Okay, we've got Rhythms with Morgan Le Fay. Rhythms represent you being able to be in the flow of the ups and downs of life. It's like the waves of life. Okay, so what this is saying is that in your private life, or during this time in your life, you're looking at your comfort and how you feel safe in your life. Okay, because this is all about putting something right or making it stable. Okay, but it is saying that to be able to have the ability to feel that healing energy, or the holy, feeling whole in a holistic way, okay, bringing all the energies into alignment, bringing it into balance. You need to learn how to go up and down with the waves of life. You need to be a perfect surfer of the waves of life. Okay, so this could also point towards your abode, such as your home, where you have the time to retrieve from the outside world. You may be looking at the comfort of your home, or how you know, look at your comfort and how you feel safe. You may be also looking at how to bring things into balance or harmony within these, you know, within your abode, where you live, where you reside, etc. There's also something about the feminine side of the mothering side, mother side. It's almost like pointing towards mother or motherhood or motherland, because we see a lot of these mountains in the background, and there's a mountain there as well, which is kind of like the lands. Okay, so and there's also mountains there where you reside. You know, it's like, now I'm not saying that there are mountains where you reside, but it's pointing towards the land. So this is a female figure, Pachamama, mother's side, female energy, mother's side. Besides, this is also Aquarius energy. But we see the mountains, and there's also mountains there, which is pointing towards the land that you reside on, the mama land or the motherland, or your background, where you come from. there's this deep emotional reflection on the consciousness of family or background. Okay, where you may be questioning where or whom to trust, or where you belong, or where your belonging should lie in. Okay, so where you should belong, for example. Do you feel at home? Do you feel you belong there? So you may be questioning yourself, where should I feel at home? You may ask yourself and say, this place doesn't feel like home anymore, or where would I truly be happy living? I feel like I don't belong here. Okay, this has been kind of like also feeling out of sorts, almost like, you know, you haven't felt that ability to put down roots for quite a while. Okay, it's like you've been like constantly moving around, or feeling like unsettled where you live, or where you feel you belong. Okay, now Algol awareness, or Algol will also bring in awareness, where you will look at where you reside and realize that there needs to be some changes in this. You may be looking at and maybe confronting past life patterns. We do see that connection there as well, looking at past life patterns. This also represents karma, or past life connections. There could also be a desire to move. Okay, this could be like a new thing where you're saying, okay, I've had enough of this, now I want something fresh, a new, different element. Okay, so moving away from the land, near the water, or something like that. There could also be emotional stuff that you've kind of pushed down, coming back and resurfacing from the past, that relates to your deep down, I wouldn't say it's a fear, it's more like something that you haven't confronted. Okay, maybe you put in the back burner, about where you would truly desire to reside in or be, and did not verbalize it. Okay, that kind of energy is coming through. You somehow feel alone in this process as well. I get that feeling alone, even though maybe feeling disconnected from where you feel you belong. Okay, if you've been somewhere that, or should I say, if you've been residing somewhere that you felt that you did not feel a connection to for a while, it may be that you felt lonely and would like to go back to where you feel home is, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm seeing here. Okay, but there is a new desire to move to somewhere else. Okay, a new desire to move somewhere else. If there's no moving, this could also be like maybe a new life coming into your life. Okay, like a baby or a kitten or a puppy or something like that. Okay, so something like that could be coming into your life. Okay, so that's for you, Aquarius. Enjoy the new moon in Taurus energy. Okay, next we've got Pisces. Pisces, there we go. Let's have a look and see what comes through for Pisces. Okay, we've got grief, we've got challenge. What are you challenging? What kind of grief are you challenging, Pisces? Too many, too many. Feelings and emotions. Okay, so the grief or the challenge relates to your feelings or emotions that's coming through with the meter. Now let's have a look at the tarot cards and see what this all means. Okay. There's some sort of grief or challenge that relates to feelings and emotions. There's also something relating to projects, expanding in projects, close relationships, communication. See the communication there. But the projects are more intellectual, and it involves money, security, and persistence. What I also see is that, you know, not being able to, the grief or the challenge with feelings or emotions is coming through as communication that is disappointing, or certain individuals that may come across as being disappointing. Okay, they may disappoint you in a way where their communication style is that, you know, it may come across as being angry or disappointed, or, you know, they are reacting in an angry way, maybe. Okay, the way they treat you, they give you grief, or you're challenging challenging them or your feelings and emotions because of them, because they're giving you grief, the way they are treating you. Okay, and you may question yourself and say, why am I being treated this way? Okay, what's the point of being cold and distant? I need to say what I want to say. I need to say what I've been keeping inside. Should I continue keeping them in my life when they act out in anger, or not? It could be someone acts out in anger, rage, and then emotional afterwards, and it's just too much for you to handle. Okay. There's also situations that relate to education, projects. Okay, I do see those coming through as well. Education and projects where you will be investing money and time into, where you need to, you know, this is like long-term things. Persistence is required here. There is expansion in this if you know, desire to go that way, but the communication that you have with certain people is coming up even more because it's coming through as a challenge or something that gives you grief that is affecting your emotions really highly. Okay. Now, algol awareness, or the awareness that algol gives to you, is it's a challenge. There's a lot of grief around this. It's affecting my feelings and emotions. Even though I can be distant, cold and distant to this situation, but to bring about some sort of security to my well-being, I need to have these difficult conversations. They may be difficult but necessary conversations that are going to give me mental clarity. Okay, and I'm going to be breaking the denial within me, myself, and to see the truth. Okay, so that's what I see here. But I feel as though you need to maybe slightly bring yourself to be a little bit cold. Okay, you need to, for your sanity. Okay, because we've got feelings and emotions. The challenge is the grief that they are making you experience, and this involves people such as in close relationships, such as individuals like siblings, relatives, close friends, okay, which could be really weighing heavy. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you, Pisces. Enjoy the Taurus new moon. Last but not least, which was always first initially, is Aries. So Aries, this time you are last, because Taurus was first. And let's take it from there and see what comes through for you. Okay, Aries. I want some cards for Aries through the Goddess Oracle as a theme card. So what themes are coming through? Laughter with Uzumi, and we've got fear with Kali. Okay, one more. Yeah, that was ready. That was quite ready. And we've got power with Lilith. Okay, let's see what comes through. Ten of Pentacles, Strength, Six of Swords, the Moon, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so we've got something related to money because we've got Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Pentacles there. We also have Lilith with power. Okay, money can be power. Lilith also relates to power, as in her self-worth and self-esteem. Uzume is about laughter. Okay, that can also kind of like relate to self-esteem and courage within herself. Okay, her self worth. Maybe she laughs at everything because she feels that she's worth it. She doesn't really care. Okay, but the fear can also hold this back. Okay, is it laughter based on fear, or is it laughter based on power? Okay, so what I see here is self-worth and self-esteem issues, but I also see money issues coming through. I mean, money, if you have the money or have the ability to have self-sustainability, then you've got power. We also have strength there, which represents power, okay, or strength. There's also something about your comfort within your own home, your physical health, pleasures in life, you know, things that invigorate your five senses, that's coming through. Okay, these are very important during this time. There will be also certain questions that pop into your mind during this moon. You may be looking at your life and saying, am I aware of my own worth? Okay. Or you may be saying, why do I settle for less than I deserve? I'm worth that. Okay. I'm much more worth than settling for less. So during this period, there could be a financial breakthrough, okay? It's also, you know, during this time with Aries energy, your ruling planet Mars will be aspecting, or will be in a favorable aspect, basically. It will be in a favorable aspect with between Mars and the new moon. Okay, it will be a favorable aspect, which means that things are going to flow for you. So it's a great time to be strategic in regards to protecting and increasing your money, finances, your health. Okay, what you value is, it's a good time for that. You will rediscover, I don't know if you know the story of Lilith. Lilith in mythology, whether it's in mythology or whether it was real, she was created as an equal to Adam. Unlike Eve, Eve was created from Adam's rib, or in other words, the one rib of the chromosome. Okay, so you got chromosomes, you know, there is XX and there is XY. So the reason why one is a Y is because that one leg was taken off and used to create Adam, which is known as the rib. Okay, sorry, to create Eve. And so Eve was created from, now I can kind of like show you that like this. So this XX, okay, this is the female, XY is the male. So when Eve was created, let's say Eve was created, this one here was taken off from Adam, and from that one little leg or rib, this was created, Eve. That is why the males have this and females have this, because the females don't have a missing part in their chromosomes. The males do. Okay, that's why that's an XX and the other one's an XY. So, but Lilith was created equally as Adam, and she decided to become independent and not be a childbearing machine. Okay, she decided to live for herself as an independent individual, so she left. She showed her power. She said, I am much more worth than being just a wife, a mother. I'm much more worth than that. I'm going to be, you know, my own individual. So that's what Lilith is all about. It's her own power, or her sense of worth. Okay. And so during this time, you will rediscover your self-worth, and you will reap the rewards of your efforts in a financial way. When you find your worth, your finances go up. Okay, you know how they say if you find love, you lose out on money. If you don't have love, you gain money, kind of thing. I don't know how it goes, but there is a saying like similar to that. So when you are your own individual, you regain your true energy, your true willpower, or the driving force behind your true individual identity comes through. When you're in a relationship, it's more numbed down a little bit, okay? But it's not only just one side, it's both sides, okay? It's because there needs to be team effort going on. So the balance needs to be in check. But it's not a straight linear process. It could be an up and down process, which is like the waves of water. And that's how it's meant to be. And we need to learn how to ride these waves. But with Lilith's case, and that's what the energies kind of like look like at the moment for you, it shows that you will rediscover your self-worth and reap rewards of your own efforts. Okay, now if you have the laughter where you care less, then there's going to be more ability coming through. If you have fear, you will be tripping yourself over, okay, because the fear energy will always bring you down. Okay, the laughter, or should I say laughing, actually expands your energy because it is the expression of love. Okay, so laugh and love in the English language are very similar, and it actually does represent the same energy. The more you laugh, the more you are healthy, the more you look good, the more you attract good energy, because it is love energy. You're not afraid, you're laughing, and your energy is expanding. Okay. So you will realize where your fears are coming through, and you will cut off the energy draining aspects of that, that are, you know, draining your earning dynamics, and you will find smart alternative solutions. You will be more financially self-reliant. Or should I say self-sustainable. And you'll learn to change your earnings or your financial patterns by stepping out of your comfort zone. Okay, just like Lilith did. She said, I'm not going to be just a mother and a wife. I want to be my own self. Okay, so that kind of energy is coming through. With algol energy, okay, or algol awareness, you will feel a little tense. You will feel impatient, so you're asked to laugh a lot. Okay, with the Strength card here, it's saying that you will become stronger when you are letting go of the fear energy. Okay, you'll become stronger with money and self-worth. So algol will actually make you feel a little bit tense and impatient because you don't want to tolerate certain things anymore. Okay, it's like changing a cycle. You're changing a cycle. You're moving on from financial worries, self-worth worries. You're changing a cycle. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Aries. Okay, so hope that has enlightened you, and enjoy the Taurus new moon energies.